I said to Butcher that you don't know what we are capable of, but if we wanted to we could easily kill all of you, and I said, Jerry my love, please disarm them gently and don't hurt them, this is a demonstration not a battle to the death. And then she moved at light speed and easily took all their guns like taking candy from a baby, and then I said, see what I mean? And then Butcher smirked and said, point taken mate, so what do you want us to do? And I said, you point me to the people that you want me to kill and you stay the fuck out of our way and we kill them and I get to kill Homelander. That bastard is mine and I don't give a fuck what you do, Butcher, you can watch him die and even piss on his face after I'm done killing him, but that son of a bitch is mine to kill. I don't care what any one of you say, he's mine to kill, no one else's. And then after we are done killing nearly all of the supers, you can all retire to a beach somewhere for all I give a fuck, because me and my wives got better places to be after we killed nearly all the 7, if you catch my drift, comprende? And Butcher said, I understand. And Butcher said, we want you to lot to kill Translucent. And then I smirked at my vampire wife Amy Peterson and my eyes glowed bright red and I said, this one is yours my love, and she, yes thank you. And then I laughed like a villain and I said, I will see you all on the news later, or you will see me, is more like it. Meanwhile Homelander was seething with rage when he watched a woman drain and suck all of a train's blood from his body while a train had a massive orgasm and then died on the spot. And then Homelander said, I want to kill that fucking bitch myself, and I guess she's a fucking vampire. I loved a train, he was a good kid. As Homelander watched the security footage, Homelander's eyes flashed red and then he calmed himself down and his eyes went back to normal and he said, do we know where they are? And then Madeline Stillwell said, well, they're here at the building right in front of the entrance. And then Translucent ran out and my wife Amy Peterson said, I see him, Translucent, I see Translucent. And then Translucent along with Homelander and the others stepped out and I said, Amy, you take Translucent and me and Jerry Dandridge will kill the others but leave Queen Maeve alive for me. And then Jerry Dandridge said, call me Elizabeth please. And I said, sure my love, I'll call you whatever you want. And Jerry Dandridge said, okay, so who's next? Come to mama. And then Jerry Dandridge went after the Deep and she killed him almost instantly. After drinking all his blood she absorbed all the powers of the Deep, and then I killed the other speedster by drinking all his blood and I absorbed all his powers and I said, finally I get the powers I wanted. And then when I fought Homelander I embarrassed him in front of everyone and I humiliated him. I made him look like a weak joke, and for the first time in Homelander's life he felt true fear. He felt helpless and I said, there it is, that's what I wanted to see, that look on your face in knowing that you had no chance against me, that you feel powerless to stop me. And then Homelander used his heat vision to try and kill me, but I healed faster than he could laser me apart, my skin rapidly knitting itself back together while Homelander kept trying his best to destroy me. And I laughed very loud like a true villain and I said, you pathetic little fool, you're not a god. And then I grabbed him by his neck and then I jumped high in the air and then I slammed him down hard on his back and I felt his ribs buckle and break and I heard Homelander screaming in pain. And then I said, looks like your ribs broke, let's break something else shall we? And then I broke both of his arms and he screamed and he said, no please don't do this. And then I stomped his kneecap and I laughed and I said, don't worry, it's all over now. And then I bit him and I drank all his blood and I absorbed all of Homelander's powers and then I shot laser vision into the sky and it was an incredibly powerful blast. And I said to myself, Billy Butcher, I hope you watched everything that happened after that. A lot of cops and a lot of people came and pointed guns at me and my wives and I said, kill them all and feed on them if you want to. And then Jerry Dandridge said, my pleasure. And then Amy Peterson said, I'd love to. And then they all fed on Vought's evil security force and then I said, let's kill the others involved with Vought, and I levitated into the air showing off my new powers from Homelander. And then I said, next one you get, Elizabeth is a lot like me, she can fly too and shoot lightning from her hands. And then Stormfront landed on the ground in front of us with lightning crackling and Jerry Dandridge aka Elizabeth Báthory smiled big and she said, this one is mine. And then Jerry Dandridge started fighting with Stormfront, but she was no match for my wife Elizabeth Báthory. She easily knocked her out with a single punch and I said, wait, after you drain her feed her your blood.